Hey guys, I'm Robin Rosado with Top Speed Golf. I've got a great video today, how to gain some serious clubhead speed at impact. So let's go and get started. All right, so if you're joining us from YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to see all the newest content we got out there. All right, so speed is probably the number one thing you hear us talk about the most. Everyone wants to hit the ball farther, and the number one key aspect to distance is going to be speed. So let me talk about first what happens when most players, when they're not creating the speed at the appropriate time, which is at impact. The most common thing I see is an early release of speed. So whether it's up here, that usually means you're casting on it, or even later on for better players, sometimes it's right around here, when we really need the fastest part of our golf swing to be right down the golf ball. So two things I'm going to talk about today. One is lag. There are two main factors, or two big factors to creating speed. One is a big full turn, and the second one right behind it is going to be lag. So we're going to talk about lag today, and then we're going to talk about when we're releasing that lag, so then you're releasing the speed, all that lag builds up down at the golf ball. All right, first I'm going to actually hit one here. I'm going to hit one where I'm going to try to not have a ton of lag in the golf swing. I'm going to try to do a little bit of early release, so releasing my speed maybe somewhere right around here, and talk about the flight scope numbers here and what that did to my speed at impact. All right, so let's go and take a look at these numbers here. So that one there, I didn't swing all that fast. It was 112. I didn't carry that far at all. And you notice I hit it out there to the right. So remember, if you're not creating lag and maybe you're throwing the club out early at some point in the downswing, you know, it can leave the face open or shut. A lot of inconsistencies that way, but we're focused a lot on speed. So lag being one of the main key factors to creating speed in the golf swing. And the thing I want you guys to work on is what we're gonna do is narrow this angle up early in the downswing. So as I start the downswing, I want you to think of your hands and then how we're pulling the club on the way down. You've heard that term a lot. So with our hands, what we have here is radial deviation, thumbs up. But you can see that I can only go about so far with radial deviation. But if I put a little bit of flexion in my left wrist and a little bit of extension in my right hand, so that talks to us shallow in the golf club, you can see how much that really narrows me up. So now that I'm gaining a good understanding of how my wrists are flexing or bending in the downswing, how do I get the feeling of using momentum and how I'm using my hands on the way down to create lag? So as you create this angle, right, flexion in the left wrist, extension in the right hand, I want you to get the feeling of you're pulling away from your body. Common thing I hear the most is that we need to pull down. You notice if I pull straight down too much, that club may move in this direction, or I may get too steep in my angle coming into the golf ball. So I want you to feel you're pulling away from you first. Think of this button and club as pointing out away from you as you get bow out that left wrist and create the extension in that right wrist. So pulling away to create this angle, you can see that it's really narrowed me up early in the downswing. So I want you to go ahead and do about 3 kind of pumps this way, pulling away from you, and then do 3 full swings, feeling that same motion early in the downswing so you can get an idea of creating lag early and then get into your good follow through. So now we're going to talk about how we're going to release all this lag, because remember, the biggest problem is that it's an early release of lag. So when we're having the timing of when we're releasing, I want you to imagine this: as you're approaching the ball, coming into it, I don't want you to forget to still rotate out of the way. But as my left hand, see my left hand here, is approaching this golf ball, I want you to get the feeling of pulling up on the grip end of this handle. I'm pulling up with my pinky finger and my ring finger, and that gets this handle to pull up and the club head to whip through impact. So the fastest part of the golf swing is usually about a foot behind the ball and a foot afterwards. So I want you to go ahead and grab 2 alignment sticks or clubs and place them on the outside part of this ball here, and about a foot after, foot before and a foot after, so you can visually see where you want that fastest point of the golf swing to be from here to here. So then now the drill is you're going to create lag early, rotate out of the way, do these slow motion practice swings at first, and as you're approaching the golf ball here, your hands are getting in line with this golf ball right now. I'm pulling up on my pinky finger and ring finger of my lead hand that's whipping this club through impact. And you've got these alignment sticks down on the ground to help you visually see speed right down the golf ball. So let me go ahead and try to hit one here. Doing all that after I've done all of my practice swings here, and I want you to do at least 10 practice swings incorporating lag, and then when you're releasing it, and then you're ready to go and hit it. All right, that one felt pretty good. Let's go and talk about those numbers and see how that increased my speed. I swung at 118 miles per hour. I really felt like I got a little bit more lag early in the swing, and I was able to release it right down to impact. All right, so if you remember earlier, I talked about there's two big things to creating speed in the golf swing. Lag, like we just went over, and a big full turn. So Clay's gonna talk about that right now. He's gonna talk about the power turn. You're gonna wanna click on that iCard, but it's gonna take you to the full version of that video. All right, guys, so good luck working on it. Have fun as always, and play well.
The correct technique, we can all hit it with really good distance without a lot of muscular effort. And it all starts out, the very first thing you have to do is get a good powerful turn to load up the body. And it's not only in golf, but in all sports we have to rotate the body. At least 90 degrees with the shoulders as you swing to the top. Preferably, we can go even a little bit past 90 to really get loaded up. That's gonna allow us to have a lot of power. So we don't just have to look at golf for this. Let's actually look at other sports. They're rotating their body, then they're coming forward. So we have to get that load. We have to get this big shoulder turn to be able to create power in the golf swing. So in this series of videos, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. That's one of the first keys to getting power, and we're all gonna get at least a 90-degree turn, if not more than that. I think you'll be surprised at what you can do. So let's go ahead and get started with the next series of videos, and I'm gonna show you how to get this big, powerful turn.
All right, guys, so before we go, let's take a look at this in action with some of the top pros. Now here we're looking at Adam Scott, and you're going to see as he rotates to the top, good full shoulder turn. This is pretty typical of what I see with the top pros, a little past 90. Those guys are working on their flexibility, so sometimes they can get to 100 or even 110 degrees.